So, last time on Check Please, the party had an interesting day at Soul's estate. That's a mild way to put it, I think. There was an incident where...
There wasn't. There was no incident.
Okay, something about
Everything
a bee.
went according to plan.
And then a window.
Yeah, a bee just showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why or how,
Yep,
it clearly wasn't because of anything.
Mm-hmm. And it all ended with a halfling yelling at the matron of the house over dinner.
That did happen.
That happened, yeah.
She deserved it.
I'm sorry, what?
She deserved it.
How dare you talk about my mother that way? You're smack-talking my mom.
That's because she was smack-talking you.
I messed up.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yes it does.
That would not sound like smack talk to me. In fact, she smack talked you more. She was playing the good cop, bad cop routine, but she had more faith in Soul than I would have expected.
Fair enough. Now, that's not to say that Markus did not deserve what he essentially got silenced mid-rant.
Mm-hmm.
And then vanished.
And then vanished. String of obscenities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we begin with the party concluding their dinner and going to the music room.
Oh, God.
So, you're all ushered out of the area, taken to a cozy room that is filled with different musical instruments. Prominently displayed on the wall is the holy symbol of Symphonia, and there are musical instruments scattered about the area. There's also comfortable seating and chairs and couches and chaise lounges and things of that nature. It's a very...
There's a grand piano, by the way.
Right, no. This is a music room of a very rich family.
It's sexy.
And the party is led into there by the servants, and the family themselves take spots around the room and either sit or lounge or lean in various places to try to fill the space up, just sort of spreading out.
Okay.
Well, has a grand piano, and ours plays itself.
Everyone's seated currently, right?
Yeah, or leaning or lounging.
Okay. Where's everyone sitting? Because I want to know what the party's arrangements are, too.
I feel like Vera would be closer to the door, just standing.
Lovette's going to try and sit down before anyone else so that she doesn't have to make the judgment call of who she's seeing nearby.
Okay.
Just sit up towards the front because she
Gotcha.
Soul's performance.
Okay. And Markus, where are you sitting?
Front and center. He wants to get as much enjoyment as possible.
Cool. It's more centralized. Okay. That's fine. Grow kind of also stays near the door, so Grow ends up being kind of close to Vera. It ends up with Markus ends up sitting somewhat close to Solicity, and Osterus comes right over and sits down to Lovette.
I'm blushing.
Ew. So, I'm going to just do the lyre, but I'm going to sing with it, so I got to do 2 rolls, technically.
You got it.
So, for my strings, that's a 31, and for my sing, that's a 32.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alright, well, Soul starts off with a strong performance, and everybody is filled with a sense of ease and calmness after the rather rough meal you just had. Does anyone want to do anything or speak during this, or just sit quietly and listen?
It's Dancing Lights time, too, by the way.
Well, Vera would remain to be silent through this, just like with dinner. They aren't exactly feeling up to talking to people right now.
Make a perception check, Vera.
All of us?
Just Vera.
Oh, Vera.
That is a 24.
You said you were near the door, right?
Yep.
Let's say you're leaning and you're on the left side of the door, leaning against the wall. Leaning against the right side of the door is Grow, and he looks like he has the exact same expression that you have on his face.
Interesting. Is there anything else I can tell from it, like with a sense motive?
Yeah, go ahead.
Nope.
Yeah,
That's an 8.
I'm sorry, you can't really read anything past his general facial expression there.
That's alright.
What's wrong with my boy?
Oh, I have a few guesses.
1, he's an elf.
Mm-hmm.
Vera.
Vera, got some bad news.
It's not true.
So beyond that, Solicity, when you're done playing your first song, Solicity will chime up and say that it's good to see that your education, though it wasn't in the field that it was supposed to be in, was at least not a waste.
Thank you. It's like an awkward smile where at first they genuinely look like they've been complimented. Like it's like, oh, thank you. And then it's like an awkwardness where it's like, I'm afraid to be okay currently.
Lovette does applaud very enthusiastically after each song, too.
When you start applauding, Osterus will applaud as well and say, "Hear, hear!"
God damn it, Dad. What? Dad, you've seen me perform 1,000,000 times.
That doesn't make it any less special.
Daddy.
Besides, you have company over.
Daddy.
It's alright to ham things up a bit.
Fine.
He stands up and he walks over and he sits down at the piano.
Dad, what are you doing?
I'm going to accompany you on your next performance.
Okay. Soul looks even more nervous.
He, runs his fingers over the keys and just throws out a pretty reasonable riff down from one end to the other of notes, showing that he is quite capable of playing a piano.
Fine. If you're gonna show off, I can too.
He shrugs. Isn't showing off.
Soul, looks nervously at their mom and straightens up.
For the first time, pretty much this whole evening, your mother has the faintest smile on her face, seeing the banter between you and your father.
I still straighten up. Well, fine. If you're going to do so, shall we?
He nods, cracks his knuckles, and waits for you to begin.
Okay. I'm gonna sing and dance on this one, okay?
Sure.
Alright, that's a 33 for the sing, and a 33 for the dance!
Alright. What sort of song and dance would you like to perform?
I'd like to think this is actually a more traditional thing than that Soul and their father probably did.
Okay, so something
when they were really little.
So something elven in nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably a song that they practiced as a small child, and of course when you're little, you're kind of pitchy, so this is gonna sound so much better.
Yeah.
But between probably Grow, their father, and their mom, this is a bit more close to home for music.
Okay. Let me roll the keyboards for your father. Fuck
Daddy,
yeah.
please.
Oh no, you crushed it.
Yay! Good job, Daddy.
You got a 26.
Nice. I'm still better.
He's not a bard. What the fuck do you want?
I need him to step the fuck up.
Alright. So, Soul performs a song and dance number in traditional Elven style. The song, therefore, is in Elven. But anyway, it's a wonderful thing, and by the end of the song, your mom actually has a genuine smile as she sees her family performing so well.
Hello!
She applauds as well.
Soul just looks embarrassed, but doesn't say much. They kind of look at their feet and scuffle it, and then they curtsy. They fucking curtsy.
Mm-hmm.
Is Grow applauding?
Grow is not applauding.
What the fuck?
That's Vera.
My boy!
That's because Vera is the Soul normally crushes it, so...
Yeah.
Well, no, it's fine if Vera
Markus.
doesn't applaud. Why isn't my husband applauding me?
Mm.
Do I notice this?
Probably.
Okay.
Are you focusing on Grow over your mom? Is really, I guess, the question.
No. That's my question. If I'm more focused on my mom, would I have noticed Grow at all?
Probably not. Because like I said,
okay.
he's staying in the back of the room by the door.
Me as a player.
Alright. So, if anyone has anything they would like to do, or any particular activity or action they'd like to take during this music room scene, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll move things forward. Okay, so in that case, the performances go on for a little while, maybe another 30 minutes or so, until eventually Solicity will, stand up and thank everyone for attending and wish them all a good night. And her husband will depart the room, leaving just Party and Grow in the area. And of course, I already forgot about fucking Karis. Oh well. She was there too, guys.
She was.
Yeah, I forget sometimes.
Fuck.
Please don't kill me in my sleep.
Just Marianne Karis. God damn it. So anyway, Karis was there as well, and she was applauding with everyone else. She was actually very into the music. She's trying to be a good house guest. Mostly because she's ashamed of her actions earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, the evening winds down. Your parents leave the room, leaving the party plus Grow in there. Does anyone else have anything to say at this point?
So, like I said, Vera is still just kind of waiting to get out of the way from everyone else.
Okay. Well, it seems that the social pressure is off at this point, since the mistress of the household is gone. You're free to speak openly at this point. So if you want to get the fuck out, you're welcome to. You can.
You guys
checking
are
over
welcome.
her shoulder to see if Vera's there, but trying not to look like she's checking over her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are all welcome to go to your rooms if that's what you wish for the evening. I don't want you exploring the house tonight. And Sol glances over at Lovette and Karis and Markus at this point. They don't even glance at Vera. They're like, I know what she'll do. She's fine.
Karis,
Well, after you say that, Vera will leave the room.
Oh.
Karis looks ashamed,
That does too.
gets up and trudges out of the room, mumbling goodnight.
Good night, Karis. Sleep tight.
She nods as she walks out.
How are the halls looking?
Well lit, clean, broad.
After a giant bee kind of rampaged through one of them.
Nope, it's completely cleaned up at this point.
Okay.
Everything has been put back to how it should be. Even the stained glass window looks like it's been magically repaired already.
The doors are on their hinges.
Correct.
They work fast.
I'd like to open up the doors.
Okay.
Is anyone in there?
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
No.
All right, Vera will go in there.
Okay. You walk into the spa bathroom area. As you saw it before, there's like a tub that has very nice warm water that you can draw into it, as well as a button that will make it rain in the center of the room.
All right. I think Vera's going to take a bath since there's no one there.
Okay.
Especially since that's apparently the reason why this whole thing happened to begin with.
I think it was just people being rude, but either way.
This is what Vera is kind of just thinking from it.
That's fine. All right. In that case, you will take a bath in that room. What's everyone else doing?
Markus is going to wait in the room until everyone leaves.
Well, I was going to try and gauge to see if anyone else is going to wait until everyone leaves, and if that was the case, then leave. She waits a little bit, and when Markus doesn't move, she kind of slumps off the chair and trudges out really grimly.
Good night, Lovette.
Good night, son. I'm sorry.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I hope you have a really wonderful sleep.
I won't. But thanks.
Okay. And so looks like they don't really care.
Markus is going to fish in his pocket and make sure he has the walnut with him.
You do.
I'm guessing it's just myself and Sol in the room right now. Right?
And grow.
And grow.
And Grub. Sol,
Markus.
do you remember the thing that I wanted to do
Yes.
that I asked you for on the ship?
Did you lose it? Did it burn in the lava?
No, it's right here.
Okay. What of it?
Seeing as we don't have too much time left,
Sol looks away.
I need either you to guide me to somewhere where I can plant this, or tell me where to go, because I need to go talk.
Okay. Sol turns to Grow. Would you mind getting my parents to that one room? I'll be there soon, okay?
He nods, understanding what you mean, and leaves the room.
Sol leads Markus out into the backyard, pretty much. The garden area.
Okay. You go out into the
And-
backyard garden area. It is night. The stars are out, as they almost always are here. And
So-
you hear tree frogs.
Sol at first was going to lead Markus, but they take a second to just enjoy the noise. They look at Markus and like, I'm going to take you to a corner of the garden so that the tree doesn't disrupt what's happening in here. Okay?
That's perfectly fine.
Alright. And I take him kind of off so that when a tree grows, it's not going to mess up my mom's feng shui or whatever. Alright, Markus. This is a good spot. Do you need anything else from me?
No, you've given
Okay.
everything you can.
Sol still looks guilty. Just make sure to ask for another walnut when you're done talking. And Sol kind of kneels down and hugs Markus. I'm sorry.
The hand we're dealt.
I don't want them to do this. I really don't.
But if I don't, I condemn someone else to death before their time.
As long as it's what you want.
It's not what I want, but it is what is right.
Then what do you want, Markus?
I want to live, but I'm not going to live at the expense of another's death. And that's just the way it is.
You already know my opinion on that, but I won't question it. Just take your time, but make sure to go to bed after you're done talking, okay? Please? Please don't do what everyone else did today. Please. Please, please, please.
I promise your doors will be intact.
You have to promise me the whole thing.
I promise I won't break your doors, and I promise...
Just go to bed. Just tell me you're gonna go to bed after this. That's all I ask. You're gonna go in your room, and you're gonna sleep, and when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna wait until I come to your door, and then you can leave it. Okay? Just please promise me that. Please, please, please. Please, Markus, for me.
Beardy, I'd like it to do a bluff check.
Go ahead.
Oh! Okay.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Give me a sense motive, please.
Oh, you bet your bottom dollar this is gonna suck. Did I just
Oh
add
my
20?
God.
Oh.
right,
a
so,
nat 20.
Soul nat 20s and gets a 26 sense motive. You tell that Marcus is telling you a lie.
Marcus, what are you doing?
I want to go get some pancakes.
Where?
In the kitchen. Or if the kitchen's closed, wherever I can find some pancakes.
No.
You know you're no fun, right?
Soul looks really hurt by that comment.
No fun. Marcus gives a hug.
Marcus,
I had
enough
2 days
bad
left.
stuff happened today. I have given you a nice place to sleep and rest, and have endangered my ability to travel with you guys because of it. Don't mess this up for me. I want to still fix what I've done wrong. There are still people I have to take care of after you're gone.
Yeah. Hopefully someone will replace me.
No one could replace you, Marcus. Please don't talk like that.
Well, I'm hoping that you're able to
No.
revive Moira.
Soul looks away irritated. Yeah, it'll be so great. I'm sure it'll go swimmingly. Sorry, I shouldn't talk like that.
No matter what, it's been a fun ride.
I'll see you in the morning, Marcus. Okay?
Damn right you will.
Sweet dreams. And so I'll kiss Marcus on the forehead bandaged area. And if I find out that you didn't go to bed after this, I will come after you, and I will make your last day worse. Just so you know. And Soul walks away.
Okay.
Alright, Soul leaves the area. Marcus, I'm going to drop you into a private chat.
Alright.
Alright.
So, Marcus will watch Soul leave very longingly, keeping his feelings to himself because he knew if he did what he wanted to do, it would break their heart.
What were you wanting to do?
Didn't want them to go. Marcus desperately wanted to take that kiss on the head and pull it down into a long, passionate kiss.
Sadly the moment has gone.
But it was the right thing to do.
Okay.
So he finds a nice little patch of dirt and puts the walnut in the ground. And hopes this Hail Mary, I guess it would be, in finding out if Corona can connect him to Eden and see if Eden can provide.
Alright. You slide the walnut into the earth, and it no more than disappears under the ground than a sapling sprouts forth and very quickly grows to a tree that is far taller than you. A face sort of appears in the tree and blinks a few times and takes a look at you. Well, you have need of me?
I hope.
He sounds like he just woke up.
I'm so sorry for this late a time.
Late a time. That hardly means anything to me anymore.
Unfortunately, it's my twilight if you can't help me.
I see. So, where are your friends?
Oh, they're off meandering about getting ready for their own bed rituals, and Soul, I believe, is off going to talk with Ro and their mother and father. I don't know how much you know about me, about what I am, about all that we've done since we last saw you, but I have a very limited amount of time left. And in my existence, I did something that I didn't know nor wanted, but want to fix. And what little time I do have, I'm going to try to set it right. What I would like to do is not die in the process, nor die a short time afterwards. Are you aware of what a lost soul is?
He nods. Well, rather, the face on the tree will nod.
I was created for what purpose I do not know, but I refuse to consume any souls to lengthen my own existence. And I'm able to utilize the gifts of Eden. I'm able to fleetingly get the feeling that Eden is there. There was a time where Eden was almost present, but they're so far away. And I was wondering, being a conduit, would you be able to help me to talk to Eden to see if I'm doing what's right and her grace could save me?
I can intercede on your behalf, and I can deliver this message. The face sort of casts its eyes down to the ground. I doubt it will be what you like. Eden believes in the natural order of things, in the life cycle. Extending life is a rare gift. Bringing it back from the dead is even rarer. And creating life where none exists, that breaks the cycle entirely. I will do as you say. Perhaps Eden will show mercy, but I cannot guarantee it.
Markus takes a moment I will wait here, or will it take longer? I have a very, very short amount. I have no more of these walnuts to speak with you. Is it possible that I can speak to them?
That is impossible. But she hears you. She hears all of us. Anything spoken within the natural world is part of her domain. And her answers are not always clear, but she will answer.
She's been very quiet recently.
These are dark times. I have a feeling that there will be a contest soon, the winner of which may determine the fate of quite a lot. You should count yourself proud for what you have done. You have served the balance.
Markus thanks Grem and kneels down to pray, hoping for a good answer, or at least an answer.
As you're praying, the tree will continue to grow until a single walnut grows on it and drops from a bough, landing on the ground in front of you, and then the tree turns to ashes, leaving nothing behind. Not even ashes, it really just turns into smoke, I should say, and blows away in the wind, leaving a walnut on the ground in front of you.
Markus looks at the walnut and just takes it in his hand and just continues to pray.
Alright. Give me a wisdom check, please.
Wisdom. +4 wisdom. That is a 2.
Alright. You pray, and much as it's been on the same few nights, you finish your prayers and feel the same.
Oh, there's always two.
That's true. Alright. Ready to pop back up?
Yeah, he's actually just going to stay in the nature of the garden.
Okay.
He's not going to go inside.
Gotcha.
All right, let's hop up.
Sweet.
That was
Alrighty.
a long-ass conversation.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Is anyone else doing anything this evening?
Question for you, Beardy.
Absolutely.
So, when Vera was trying to pick up her hood as the
Yes.
bee, and Wiffer said, "You're stronger than this," what did that imply?
That's up to you. You gotta read into that shit yourself, man. I
Okay.
can't.
That is called subtext.
Well, normally what Vera would do is leave her hood on and that, but I think Vera's going to try and keep it off for now and just try to resist having a panic attack.
So goddamn proud.
Should I roll a will save, see if I can
I mean, if you want,
handle it?
it's entirely up to you. This is all self-imposed.
15.
It's
What do you think that
15.
means?
That's pretty good. Like, your will, really, really good.
So I think that, for me, would be concentrated, heavy breathing, just like, okay, fine. Just trying to calm herself down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
All right. So you finish your bath, and then you, rather than putting all your clothes back on, you put on everything but the hood.
No, that was during the bath.
During the bath. I'm sorry.
I think Vera's going to try and work her way up to potentially keeping it off more often.
Mm-hmm.
Does she wash her hair for like probably the first time in years?
She'd be able
She's
to
taken
do
a
that.
bath before during her journey.
Yeah, just
She-
away
yeah.
from everyone.
She wears the hood unless she's washing her hair, basically. Or like
okay.
cutting her hair.
Okay.
So after that, then Vera would head back to her room.
Awesome. All right. Lovette?
Lovette is going to, hopefully after that point, slump over to Vera's room and knock on the door. Well, can I speak with you for a minute?
Vera will slowly open the door. What do you want? And Vera will have her gaze not really looking at Lovette. There isn't anger, though, or anything.
You probably don't want me talking about it out here.
Vera will open the door.
I'll step in.
Close the door.
I just wanted to apologize for earlier. If you need to like get me back or something, then I'll just start to take off my coat, set it on the floor.
No, that's not... There's nothing to tell you that you couldn't have known that would happen.
I expected some consequences, but I didn't really think it through, I guess. But I do want you to know something else. You seemed really upset, but I was really glad to see that you're like me.
How so?
I mean, in the literal sense, with a similar bloodline, but also in the sense of being an outcast. And it gets really lonely sometimes. I feel even among us, like, no one really understands where I'm coming from, but now I know maybe that's not true.
I can agree with you on the outcast part, but when people see you outside of the Isle, they think you're a gnome. If people see me without my hood, they know.
Maybe that's true, but I'm not really proud of that either. And I think that what it's else that you deserve to be proud of who you are.
I'm not.
Even if you come from somewhere else that did not make you proud, I am proud of who you are.
I'm at least glad you took it better than I would have expected.
I'm not sure what you were expecting, but I'm glad that I didn't disappoint, I guess. Sorry again.
Fine.
Still really angry at me.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
But no, okay, bye.
Peace!
Just step out of the room real quick and skitter back off to mine.
Alright, cool. And in that case, the evening passes. Everyone sleeps in their various places. And honestly, the beds here are super comfortable. Surprise, surprise. Even though some of you are filled with anxiety or more anxiety, you actually find yourselves having a nice, restful sleep. So,
Really?
yeah. I'm going to go ahead and rest the party.
How are the floors?
Wonderful. Something about this place just sort of feels safe, I guess is the best way to put it. You feel completely safe in this house.
Do I have my same recurring dream?
Which one is that again?
Yeah, we haven't really gone into it, but only because it's been the sort of thing where people have been like, okay, good to know. So Lovette didn't really elaborate.
Okay.
Hasn't come up yet.
I think
But
that
it
you
is a thing.
probably all have a pleasant dream.
Probably no dream then.
Wow, edgelord.
Fine. Okay, fine. DM says you all have a pleasant dream. Player immediately says, I don't dream. It's like, okay, cool. That's fine. You can be edgy if you want. Whatever. That's fine. Fine. Fuck you.
No, we'll do the other one. We'll do the other one. That's fine.
No, that's good. Alright, fine.
Don't-
Everyone
don't
dreams.
just make life more
Everyone dreams but Lovette.
complicated.
Ew. I don't want to dream about Lovette.
No, everyone dreams but Lovette, you weirdos.
I heard about.
I heard about.
Also, fuck you.
I'm sleeping with my husband.
Wait,
That's
Well, it
just
doesn't have to be
weird.
that kind of. Wait, it doesn't have to be that kind of dream.
Beardy.
Yeah, even you.
Markus dreams?
Yes, even you, Markus. You have a dream.
That's so nice. Aww.
But I love that, apparently.
So the following morning, I'll go ahead and advance time here. It is now the 6th of February.
Fuck.
There is a knock at Gro's door.
Oh.
Okay, well, is he still sleeping?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll get up and peer out.
It's your father.
Daddy?
Good morning.
What do you want?
Well, I wanted to meet with your friends and you and have a conversation.
Soul raises their eyebrows.
What? I'm not allowed to take an interest?
Daddy, what kind of interest are we talking about?
The helpful kind.
Do you need Gro too? I think he's had a rough night.
No, you can sleep.
Okay. Soul kind of, they're still in their sleeping garment.
I'll give you a minute, he says.
Thank you.
Sort of walks away from the door.
They dress into the dress they were wearing yesterday because they really don't have any of their Gro's room, to be honest. They should, but they don't.
Alright, so the two of you walk to the other side of the house and go to each of the guest rooms, knocking on doors and waking each member of the party up. They get to Lovette's room first. Lovette, there's a knock at your door.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm an early riser, so I'm probably ready to go already.
Well, shit, there you go. Alright. Osterus knocks on your door and inquires as to whether or not you're awake.
Yes?
Do you have a moment? I'd like to have a conversation with you.
Oh, okay. What kind of conversation are we talking?
Well, think of it as a business arrangement.
Okay, I can do that.
Soul's just looking at their dad like, what the fuck?
He just shoots you a smile.
Open the door.
Alright, you open the door and see Soul and Osterus standing there.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Lovette. Good morning, Lovette. Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, actually.
Wonderful. I'm so glad.
Alright, so Osterus is already going to the next room and knocking on Vera's door.
Vera will open it.
Alright, good morning. Do you have a moment? I'd like to speak with you and your friends.
Fine.
And Vera will collect her things.
Alright. And then he goes to Markus's room and knocks on the door. And nothing happens.
What?
There's no answer. So he knocks again. Still no answer.
Oh, you are fucking kidding me,
This
says
point-
Soul verbally.
And he looks to the rest of you and goes, "Is your friend a heavy sleeper?"
Yes, normally
You know.
he is. May I be the one to enter the room, Daddy?
He gives you a polite bow and steps out of your way. Why, of course.
Thank you. And could you contact someone to repair the door in a second?
I mean, I would have tried the handle first, but
Fine. Soul has a foot reared up. Fine.
Oh,
Amazing.
no, he was cackling behind the door.
Do I open it?
you turn the handle and the door opens with no resistance.
Marcus!
You see some of Marcus's personal effects, but he is not in the room.
Oh, something everyone didn't notice, by the way, when they got up, I guess. I now have my glass eye again. Or crystal
Oh.
eye.
So Soul is back to having a false eye.
I used detect magic on the room?
Not anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. He's not here. Are you kidding me?
What? What?
Oh, I'm gonna kill him. I mean, we are going to kill him.
Wow.
What there is there that's remaining of his possessions?
Okay. So the sling staff sitting
Am I-
there.
Yeah, my sling
Any
staff,
smaller
my,
effects?
the sword, and it's my weapons.
Just
We
your
have
weapons.
weapons here.
Okay. Lovette, could you use a message and contact Markus for me, please?
Well, I'll speak in my receiver and point around. Marcus, where have you gone? Hello?
Yeah, so without knowing the location of Marcus,
That's what I thought.
yeah, it's not really going to fly.
Is he not in there?
He's not.
Or is there any of his things out there?
Just his weapons.
Wait, okay, that works. Can I see them?
Soul gets out of the room and starts tapping their foot annoyed on the marble floor. And they look at their dad and turned away from the group. They have a really scared face.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take my dagger and cut a part of that rope on the sling staff. A little segment of it. Can I do that?
You want to break the sling staff?
Yeah,
Why?
because
I know what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
You break the sling staff.
All right, and I'm gonna put the little piece of rope in the magic compass.
All right.
So where's it pointing?
I mean, first off, asshole.
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
Asshole? Really? The one who promised to be back in his room at the end of the night?
You don't know me.
Oh.
Clearly.
you literally might not need it tomorrow.
Exactly.
So who cares?
You
You
mine.
the sling staff bit in there causes the compass to point to the northwest.
Okay, I'm gonna follow it. If it brings me to a wall, then I'll just go around the wall and
Yeah.
just try to trace it.
So it eventually leads you to the doors leading out into the garden.
We didn't wake up Karis.
Karis wasn't.
Wow.
Karis is the next room down. You guys were like, "Oh shit, Marcus isn't here."
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay, Karis after we get
Thanks.
Marcus. Yeah, I'll head out into the garden then.
So we
Right.
walk past Karis's room and
Well, not quite. You didn't get that far yet. So you go out into the garden, and the compass points you guys over past the hedge maze to the westernmost part of the garden, where you see a halfling asleep on the grass.
Okay, didn't plan for it. Marcus, hey, it's time to get up.
Marcus, very, very reluctantly, since he had a dream, it's like, oh, I had that one last gift.
Oh, well, you've got one more. You're still alive. You don't want to spend it the way it does, do you? Or maybe you do. Sorry.
It was one of the more restful sleeps I've ever had.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Marcus is like, hey everyone, have you ever slept in the grass?
No.
It is so comfortable.
They don't have any other glass in this team. I buy it.
Soul is smiling patiently behind everyone.
Yeah.
Why would
Their
you
hands are
buy-
being wrung.
Why would you buy grass?
Marcus kind of
Why
pushes
would you not buy it? Are you saying you don't need glass? I thought you really
I'm
love
saying you
glass.
don't need to spend material money to get something that you can naturally.
No, you need to
pushes
buy the
everyone,
dirt and the seeds. He's
Marcus-
not going to find it in Cartel.
ignores everyone, pushing them out of the way, and immediately goes up and gives Soul the tightest hug he can.
Oh, okay.
You didn't do as I asked, you know.
But you only get to see paradise so often.
Soul bites their lower lip and just picks Marcus up and goes back inside, just leaving the other two.
All right, so
You
Oz-
can find seeds in the wild You can find dirt
It,
anywhere.
This game you was there. Where did you
Yes.
get that stuff?
Well, you could take down all the other garbage.
Jesus Christ.
The
Meanwhile,
mountains and stuff, we've been flying to take some down.
other
but they don't
garbage
come down
imp-
easily.
I love that the other garbage implies all of gnomish society.
Archie probably gives a little sad beep.
He's not up right now.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think he would freak the fuck out of these guys.
True.
So, I
Archie
always
gives-
carry Markus bridal style, by the way. I've always done it.
So, at this point, you guys go back to the hallway, and you see Karis has already gotten up. She's just stepped out of her room and is looking down the hall.
Karis,
Oh, good morning.
good morning. We're going to go talk to my father for a bit. Are you willing to join us?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Markus whispers in Soul's ear, "You're being formal again."
I have to be.
Yeah, but that's not who you really are.
We can talk about it while we're on the ship, okay?
Pats you on the head.
Alright, so Osterus, once he's gathered up the entire party, he kind of stands in between all of you, so you sort of form a semicircle around him. He says, "Now, most of you don't know me very well. We've only seen each other this one time, and I don't really know any of you all that well either, but I know that the safety of the most important thing in the world to me is in your hands."
Soul tilts their head in confusion. The
So-
world?
Ahaha, of course. The world.
Mom? I
Mhm.
can't be Mom.
Mother can take care of herself.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, look. You all are on a very important mission, and he looks from one of you and looks down the line to the other end. And honestly, I've seen better adventurers in my days. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. It just, well, none of you really look the part, I guess. Now, far be it from me to be too judgmental, but I figured the best I could do to assist you would be to maybe, well, just come with me. He turns and walks down a lesser used hallway in the home,
Uh-oh.
Oh.
and it sort of winds around for a little while, and he eventually comes to a strange looking door, one that has a lot of weird symbols carved into it, which he will kind of hold his hand in front of and mumble some words, and then the door sort of opens up and slides away, revealing the Polyhymnia family vault.
Daddy!
What?
What are you doing?
I'm helping.
What do we see?
You see a lot. You see a very rich family's big stash, basically. So what
Is it
he's...
like a big mound, or is it like more organized?
Oh no, it's hyper organized.
Nice.
So he walks in there and he comes out with a bag. It looks sort of like a little leather pouch. Fits in the palm of his hand. And then as he walks back out of it and he says a word behind him and the door sort of reappears behind him. Like it slides back into place and locks. And he hands this little pouch to Soul. And he's like, "I think there's enough in here. Consider it an early wedding present, I guess."
I open the pouch.
So the pouch feels essentially like it's empty, right? The pouch feels basically weightless.
Yeah, okay.
So you pull the drawstring on the top and like open it up, and it is bigger on the inside. So what he has handed you is a bag of holding.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Is there a diamond inside the bag?
There are 2 diamonds in the bag.
Just like I asked.
2 large diamonds, each that would fit comfortably in the palm of one person's hand. So they're big.
I assume grow.
That's not all that's in there.
Ooh.
So,
What else is
like I
in
said,
there?
there are 2 diamonds. That's what's sitting on top.
Okay.
Below that, there are 5 other bags inside that bag. And those bags are far larger than the one you're holding in your hand, right? So
Okay.
you would have to set it down and then pull that bag out.
Okay.
Each one has a hastily scribbled name tag attached to it.
Oh, Dad.
And they're all scratched out, like one's scratched out to Lovette, one's to Markus, one's to Vera, one's to Sol, one's to Karis. He sort of blushes and he's like, well, I'll leave you all to it then. He walks up and he gives a quick hug to Sol and like a kiss on the top of their head and says, good luck out there, alright?
Thank you, Daddy.
God knows in neck.
I'll be home in about a month, hopefully.
I look forward to it. He gives you all like a little bow and walks off, leaving you in this little offshoot hallway, looking at this little pouch.
So, because these bags are so big, I think we should just leave it in this tiny one for now.
Yeah, although you get onto the ship.
Yeah. We're going to say goodbye to, well, I need to say goodbye to Grow and Mom, and then we'll head out, okay?
Yes.
And we'll go to Hildy.
Sol glances at Markus.
Well, that does as well.
How's he doing? How's he look?
He's accepted what's happened, or what's gonna happen.
He looks more gaunt than usual.
So we don't have much time.
Alright, I'll lead you all to the garden. You can enjoy some of the more warmer winter air there. And I'll be out after I'm done talking to Mommy and Grow.
One last look of pure beauty in nature. I'll take it.
Enjoy my family tree. You can even take a flower from it if you want.
Are there flowers?
Oh yeah, the tree is a flowering tree. It's the same color as Sol's.
But it's winter.
It flowers year round.
It's magical.
It's one of them elven trees.
Also, it's a warmer winter in the Emerald Forest.
The Emerald Forest never really gets cold. It gets, at the very coldest here, it gets kind of brisk.
Fall. It feels like fall. So I start leading everyone towards the foyer, which goes out to the garden.
Alright.
Alright, everyone. I'll be out soon. Just gotta say my goodbyes.
Chill. Take your time.
Thank you.
What else?
Vera opens up her apiary to let the bees go to the tree.
Okay.
Markus goes and gets a flower very quietly, and he tries to find a place to put it. He's like, hell with it. Puts it over his left ear.
Alright. Well, you all hold tight, and in that case, Sol, you go and find your mom.
Yeah, Mom
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Take care of that right away. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
that's fine. You find her in one of her favorite nooks that she goes to in the mornings. Are you heading
Hey,
out
Mama. Yeah. Yeah, I am.
then? You know how important this is. I trust
Yes,
you.
Mama.
I trust you to do what you need to do.
I do.
Well,
I have to.
yes, you do. She kind of like looks at you expectantly. So, what are you waiting for here then?
I just wanted to tell you I love you.
And Sol kind of turns to go.
I love you too.
They leave.
All right,
Go.
cool. You
Man,
go
it
over.
hurts. It hurts so. Oh,
Which part?
just the coldness
I mean,
makes me want to cry.
she said she loved you back, and that's something.
Okay. People can say whatever they want.
It's true. All right. So you go over to Grow's apartment.
It's not an apartment.
Yeah,
Kennel.
fair.
I go over to Grow's room.
Okay, you go to Grow's wing. Do you just knock or just barge in?
Oh, I just go in.
Okay.
He's my fucking husband.
That's right. Damn it. So he's in there, sort of probably reading. That's what nerds do, right?
Right.
Sure
No,
is.
he's painting miniatures.
Hey, fuck you.
That would be so funny, though.
Hey,
He gets up from what he was doing. Hey, good morning.
good morning.
Slipped out without me realizing it.
Daddy came early in the morning to do something.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. He gave me a nice gift for everyone.
Oh, well, it's finally some good news then. Just,
But I'm leaving soon.
he nods.
Right after we're done talking.
He nods knowingly. I figured you would. Just be safe out there and go easy on the eye, okay?
Okay, I won't use it as much as I did before. I promise.
Alright. Well, go get him. He opens his arms for a hug.
Sol rushes up and hugs him around the neck.
Standing on their tippy toes.
You got this.
We got this. I love you, girl.
I love you, Soul.
Talk to you soon.
And Sol wiggles their ring finger at him.
He nods, gives you a smile, and waits for you to leave.
They turn to leave, and they kind of stay at the door for just a little bit longer to look at him, and then they turn to go.
Yep, he's got that goofy smile on his face.
That fucking dork. I
Hell
love
yeah.
him.
Fucking nerd. Alright.
Alright.
We are all in agreement that he was working on miniatures, right? Like, that's
No.
canon now.
No.
I mean, I thought he was reading a book about painting miniatures, but either one.
I could just see, like, as soon as someone walks in, you want to see my basilisk?
It's got a 72-inch attack range. Indirect fire up to 120 inches, guys.
Perfect. Comedy gold.
You cite that shit in. It's fucking great. So, you all meet up. You're in the garden, ready to leave.
Let's hop the fence.
Alright, I'll ding the tuning fork.
You ding the tuning fork, and trolling along the top of the tree line approaches the Agile. It gets to the bottom of the cliff and then begins to slowly ascend.
Alright, do we have to roll and hop the fence again?
You know, I'm not going to make you do it this time. You just take some time and help each other over the fence, and you all eventually make it over.
Yeah, maybe I'll just have Archie lift everybody over.
Alright. And you all are able to get onto the ship. Calculate gives you all a good morning wave, and asks where to.
I'm really shy on the map, it's kind of hard to explain.
Thanks, Lovette.
Alright, so where are you guiding him?
To Hildegard's cabin.
Alright. Hildy's hut is going to be a bit more than a day's journey away.
Alright.
Anybody want to do anything on their day's journey?
Well, that is pretty visibly haggard and harrowed during this. Like, she's pacing a lot and hyperventilating a lot
Mm-hmm.
over the course of this day.
Well, first of all, do we get the bag?
What bag?
The bag.
Yeah. The bag.
Oh,
The
like,
bag
what?
of holding.
You mean the thing I have in my possession currently?
Like, what's inside?
Yeah, the bags that are inside the thing that you have in your possession currently?
Well, what I was trying to say was they're too big to actually carry around.
Wait, why on the butt? Let's see how much is inside of them, and then we put them back in there.
Okay, that's fine. So puts their tiny bag down and pulls out Lovette's bag.
Okay, make a strength check.
Oh god, I knew it.
17. Okay. So you heave, and actually, you're able to get it out of there. It's pretty heavy, but you make it out. And you set it next to the bag that it just came out of. And it's almost comical sitting next to the other one, how much bigger it is. So you pull it out, and you peer into it. You open the drawstring on that one and look inside. And it is just filled with gold coins. Just brimmingly filled with gold coins.
The lavish side of me is getting a little excited.
Would you like to make an appraise check?
Okay, I can do that.
And that will give you an estimation of how much money is there, without having to actually count all of it.
That is a natural
Nat
20.
That is a natural
Wow.
20. Okay. So you get a 26 on your appraise check, and you are immediately certain how much money is in this bag and all the others.
And that is?
Well, it appears that the lord of the manor, or however you want to call him, the consort of the mistress, it's probably a better way they would put it,
Yep.
has decided to give you all a gift of 30,000 gold pieces each.
Oh. Shit! Oh. Motherfucker!
I am salivating.
So there you go. It's just been added to all your character sheets.
I should have just given more money that day. Except for that he gave us what we wanted, so fuck it.
So you each now have 30,000 more gold than you did this morning.
Oh, Daddy.
This is a significant amount of wealth. Even for your family, this is a significant amount of wealth.
Yeah.
He did call it a wedding present?
Soul looks annoyed, though.
This is too much.
I don't know. We are going into some dangerous situations.
Easy there, Lovette. But then again, what is money to a dead man?
Soul pulls out one of the diamonds. They don't pull out the other diamond.
Okay. Like I said, it fits in the palm of your hand, but it is enormous.
Soul looks at Lovette. Lovette,
Yes.
I'm giving you this diamond
Why?
because this is your idea. Yours and Karis's. Karis is a little young for me to give her a diamond right now.
I'm just going to split up if I'm directly involved with it. I don't know how I'm just going to.
I am washing my hands of this. I don't want
What?
any part in what's about to happen to Markus.
Wait, what? Now? Because... Fine, give it to me.
Soul hands Lovette the diamond.
The large diamond
And-
has been added to your inventory.
Sorry, what I told you before, I still think it's true. The part of Markus that you care about is the part that we're saving. I mean, even if we're alive and it doesn't go quite I expected to. So maybe that will make it a remote. So, and if you are not already dying, I would certainly look for something else.
Lovette?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something you don't want to hear.
What is that?
I told Markus to eat someone. He didn't. He won't. He refuses to.
I know.
And the fact that we're doing this to him hurts me so much. And as much as you say we're saving the part of him that loves me, I can't.
I'm sorry.
In the blink of an eye, all of you are going to be gone, and I'll be stuck. So, this isn't exactly the last month of being out and about that I imagined. So, let me mourn in my way. Soul goes to the below deck to contemplate.
Alright, so goes below deck. Anyone else?
Vera is speaking in Druidic to her staff and pulling on the bag of money.
Okay.
And Vera's going to start preparing her teleportation to the church.
Oh man, this money's meant to, be shit for your characters, not shit for your backstories. Oh, dip.
Money for the hive is Vera's money. I'm putting this stuff into the church, into the hive, and when I need it, I'll grab it back.
Gotcha. You're banking it. I understand.
So, I'm going to keep 3,000 on my person.
Okay. Cool beans. Alright, so we got your 29,500 in the hive, 3,193 in yourself. Any other actions?
God, how heavy is this bag?
600 pounds.
I'm keeping my money in the bag of holding.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, okay.
Nope, Markus is not going to be able to lift that. I mean, he literally has no use for it. Markus goes below deck and goes to find Soul, talk to them.
Oh, okay.
Soul?
Yeah. Hey, Markus.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Do you need me to carry it for you? I'll put it in this bag that Daddy gave me.
Yeah,
tell you what, hold on to it for me.
Okay. Soul just opens up their bag of holding for Markus to put it back in.
Oh, Markus can't carry that shit. You kidding me? Markus has. Let me on. Let's see. Markus has a 10 strength.
I'm stronger than you.
Markus is weak. Markus has noodle arms. He cannot.
Not noodle arms. Lovette has noodle arms. Markus is
all right.
normal.
Well, I'll put it in there myself then, I guess.
Swole.
Yeah, you just put a W in there. It's my name.
Yep, Swole. Soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting me have this. And he gives Soul the walnut.
Soul kind of slowly closes their hand around it and looks up at Markus with a very sad expression.
I had a good talk with Corona, and barring something what I think is going to happen, I want you to hold on to that money. Whatever happens, use it right.
Mark, I'm sorry. I don't want this to happen. I'm sorry. Soul pockets the walnut.
You're sitting on the bed, I'm taking
I'm sitting on a crate, actually.
Markus tries to scoot in next to you on that crate, and just guessing we're looking out a porthole, just watching the sky go by, and I know you don't want this. I don't want this. But you know how this is, and it's just not fair. Do what needs to be done.
I don't have to like it, though.
Do what needs to be done, and save this for me. Save all this.
Please don't make me be part of the ceremony. I don't want to.
You don't.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't know what'll happen. I'm so scared, and I know what's happening to you, but I'm even more scared. I don't know. I already almost lost you once.
Markus, he has his scimitar on him. I know you're not used to using these sorts of things, but I want you to have this. Just hold on to it for me, okay? And he gives Soul his scimitar.
Okay, I'll take good care of it for you.
So what's everybody else doing?
I'm sorry. So what is everyone else doing?
Yeah, what is everyone doing right now?
Vera's currently at the church. What's Lovette doing with Karis, or what's Karis doing?
What's Karis up to?
Karis is sitting in her normal spot reading and just generally freaking out. She's kind of sitting there and she's trying to read, but her hand won't stop tapping. She just can't stop. She'll, like, look up and breathe a couple times, like, shallow breaths as she's trying to, like, recompose herself. And then she goes back to try to read again, and she starts tapping again. And she's just not able to relax.
I'm gonna sit down next to her.
Oh, hey, Lovette.
You're doing okay? You look about as bad as I do.
This is, it's kind of scary, I guess. I mean, I know what I need to do, and I know what we're going to do, and it still doesn't feel real.
You're telling me I'm really freaking out.
And apparently I'm rich now?
Let's
Make it hail.
So I don't quite understand that either. A lot of stuff happened today, and a lot of stuff happened yesterday, and I have a feeling that things are just going to keep happening. I'm just going to just either die from the sheer stress of it all, or I don't know what.
Yep, yeah, pretty much. Yep, we're the same page. Kellis, do you know that I've been trying not to sleep lately?
You what?
I've been trying not to sleep as much as I can.
Why?
Because I generally feel more rested on the nights I don't play or sleep than the ones I do. Shit.
I mean, that doesn't seem healthy.
I don't really know. I don't really know what's healthy anymore. Can I tell you about something kind of silly? I don't know. It's kind of dumb.
Of course.
So, every single night, pretty much, that I do sleep anyway, since the night my died. I've had the same thing. There's been 3 times. This has not been the case now. Last night was fortunately one of those times, or I might have exploded by now from this stress, and it's really getting to me. I feel like Wiki's not going crazy. Can I tell you about it?
She nods.
I haven't told anyone about it. I think that it is a silly thing, you know, it's not real. You shouldn't be so afraid of it. It doesn't always start the same way. It feels like it's a different dream at first, but eventually I find myself back at the auditorium at my school where I did my thesis, where I activated that machine that they put on her. But she's in her bed in front of me like that when we were there. And instead of the judges, it is everyone. There's you, there's Soy, my parents, even Grem and Daria are there. And you just watch me silently. And so, every single time I try to make the machine work, and every single time something goes wrong, she starts to cough, that same horrible cough, and then everyone else does too. You all start coughing and falling to the floor, one by one, until I'm alone.
That sounds awful.
It doesn't actually end there. I just am alone for a while. I try to find someone else, but there's I'm really scared that it's overwhelming or something, that I'm rocking you guys straight into danger. After it happened to you, I felt like it might have been confirmed in yesterday. Right, I was sure that was the last we were seeing of both Soul and Vera, all because of me.
She nods, an understanding gesture.
We have everything in mind. We all know this is going to work, but I'm still scared if I even touch it in any way. It's just going to split up again.
Well, just know that you're not the one that has to do this tomorrow. It's going to be me and Hildegard.
I think you can do it, if anyone can.
Thanks, I guess.
Is this my fault? What's happening to Markus?
I mean, I don't know. He stopped eating, and maybe what's made him make that decision was what happened when Moira got in there, you know?
That's what I keep trying to tell myself.
Maybe that's Moira's morals. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could ask him.
I feel like I'm just fighting one murder with another one.
She shrugs. What else can we do other than let them both die?
It's true. Yes. It has to be. Okay.
Alright, in that case, the Agile continues on its journey. I will advance time another day, making it the 7th of February, year 763.
Oh, can I get a prayer before?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Give me your February 6th prayer.
Let's see. That is a 19.
19. You kind of have that feeling where you feel like someone's with you, but there's no answer.
No answer yet.
Alright, this takes us to Thursday, February 7th, 763. Sun rises, and you are traveling. If you look down off the side of the Agile, you never thought you'd see this again. But you never thought you'd see this boy again.
I did. Mostly because of this.
You all are traveling east across the nation of Vil. So your ship, as you're traveling east across the nation, the sun comes up and it illuminates the valleys, the area, and you can see over the side of the ship, you can see the town of Brockhagen and the new Telic manor that was constructed.
Yeah.
Did you say the Nutella manor?
New Telic. The Telic boy. You know, the guy we gave.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Nutella's delicious.
I'm
This
done.
episode brought... Okay,
Nope.
sorry.
Nope. No, hard nope.
I'm sorry.
Nope and out.
Nope. Okay.
We fly over the state of Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
Reese's and Pieces.
Reese's in pieces, buddy.
Now that we've dated this.
Yeah. The Agile is traveling quickly across the land. You travel past the town of Olsberg, and eventually you see Wittingen in the distance with the rise of forests above it leading up to the peaks of the mountains. You want to do in the final approach?
If it's okay, I would like to imagine with whatever final hours Markus has. Soul has been with him or holding him as many seconds as possible they've been by. If that's okay with Skrewy.
Absolutely.
Lovette is going to come by to talk to Markus at some point, though.
Yeah?
Hi, Markus. I don't have a good feel for these things, so this might be extremely insensitive or crazy, or it might be exactly what you mean. I'm just going to ask. If you want to share some of your last moments with us for any sort of reasons, I can use this device. I can feel what you're going through. I can do it with you, myself, and one other person.
I don't know what's gonna happen during, and I can only imagine what could happen. And I don't know if any living person would want to feel that. But if you can deactivate it before, I would happily share this with anybody.
I mean, Markus, if you feel like I deserve to have that shared with me, I wouldn't disagree with you.
It would give me small comfort to go through with someone.
I'll look over at Soul, kind of like, do you want in on this?
Soul shakes their head.
Alright, I will clasp the thing onto the back of Marcus's neck and put a little switch in my gauntlet.
Alright.
Lovette gets to report on it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope she writes an essay.
Which I guess I didn't think about feeling the emotional feedback from her. So you do kind of get that pang of guilt that she's feeling.
Yeah.
So now you feel existential dread and guilt.
Mm-hmm. Is that what Markus is doing? Is he existentially dreading this?
I mean, on a reptilian brain level,
Mm-hmm.
he does not want to die,
Right.
but he's already gone through the stages of grief, and I mean, he's accepted this is the way it is, and he is going to die. He is not going to consume, unless given a different option, he is not going to consume another's soul. He's not going to condemn somebody to not being able to move on to their afterlife just because he's a greedy asshole. He's just not going to do that. And in that sense, he's already accepted that this is the way it is. If there's a chance that he could right the one mistake that he knows of, then he would like to do whatever he can.
Okay. Lovette's gonna give him a hug then.
Well, hopefully I see y'all on the other side.
Hopefully.
I'm sure you will, Markus.
Before we do that, I'd like to go off and go behind Hildy's house alone. Beforehand, I'd like to go off alone for one last shout out to my G.
Actually, can I ask you a question, Markus?
Of course.
I was wondering if we could... This sounds stupid if I say it.
Say it. Don't leave anything unsaid.
I was wondering if we could all pray to Eden together before, But if you'd rather do that alone, I totally...
No, absolutely not. I'd love one last chance to show you what Eden has done for me, what Eden can provide when you show the faith.
Thank you. Sorry.
And Soul just goes back to holding Markus pretty much. I imagine they've been having Markus like a teddy bear, unless he needed to like move or adjust or like go to the bathroom. This is Soul on Markus constantly.
Unless I'm missing, Lovette's still in the room for this, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
okay. When you guys are talking about all praying to Eden together, then Markus, you can kind of feel a pang of disgust from her.
Oh, it's okay.
She's like tries to hide it, but it's just reflexive.
It's the way it is.
Boy, Lovette hates Eden too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
How's our approach?
I mean, we can get there whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Markus is ready.
Do we
All right.
do the group prayer thing? Who gets in on that?
Oh, we're doing that at Hildy's.
Oh, I held these.
Closer to nature and such.
Okay, so in that case, the Agile comes in for a landing near Hildegard's hut after getting the directions from Lovette, and you land nearby, disembark from the ship, and arrive.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's so nostalgic now.
Wow.
Just as a player, I'm hoping to do this in the fairy circle because I think that's the most magical place to do that here. Or
Okay.
contacting Eden.
Markus is just going to start meandering around.
Oh,
Marcus considers Archie a friend, right?
Oh my god, yeah. But you
Alright,
you
I'll
run
bring
it?
him
Would you
out.
run it?
Of course,
Yeah,
I just want to make
absolutely.
sure. Bring him out. too.
Archie's my boy.
He's my boy. He's our boy.
He's our boy. He pulled my ass from the lake of fire.
It's true. It's true. He did.
what is Marcus doing currently?
Marcus is like wandering around.
Just breathing the air, enjoying everything.
that tone of just sheer confusion from the DM.
It's like when you take an old dog to a farm for the last time.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
That's what I imagine is happening right now.
Soul is gonna turn to Marcus. Do you want Hildy to join in? Or just us, your family?
I feel like Hildy might be able to step in if anything seems to be going wrong.
Okay, I'll go grab her. I'll be back soon, okay?
Okay.
Soul knocks on the cabin door.
The door opens immediately, and standing there is Madame Hildegard.
How's she look?
She looks bad. Her perfect mascara is run all down her cheeks.
Soul reaches their hand out to touch Hildy's face.
Howdy, Shug.
Hey, beautiful. I was hoping that we could all help Marcus pray to Eden before stuff, if you don't mind.
Sure.
He wants you to be there in case something goes wrong.
Sounds real nice.
Thank you, Hildy.
She nods.
And Soul brushes Hildy's cheek for a second. Will you be okay?
She nods.
Soul looks like they're gonna say something, but they just looks defeated. As much as they look like they want to say a million things, they can't. I gesture her to the fairy circle, and then I stop by Vera really quick. You don't have to do this, but we're all gonna help Marcus pray to Eden one last time. I know that's not your jam, but I just want to let you know.
Well, do I actually have to pray to Eden?
No, just be there for him, if you don't mind.
I don't.
Alright, let's do this, Vera.
No, walk over to the circle.
Alright. So everyone kind of gets into the circle. Whether you hold hands or not is entirely up to all of you. Karis kind of stays back, a little bit worried that she might have an adverse effect on all of this.
Soul puts a dancing light near one of Karis's hands.
She puts her hand on it, smiles at you.
I smile back.
Alright. Marcus,
Yes.
give me a wisdom check.
Oh, buddy. Sure. Why not?
For old time's sake.
And dropped. It is a 15 adjusted.
15 adjusted. Well, it's a 15 adjusted without the modifiers you're getting for a couple of different things. One, where you are in the world, specifically this fairy ring. And then the other modifiers are the amount of people with you that are also praying, and their relative powers. And that's also going to give you modifiers. So that is a pretty high modifier, in fact. Okay. Everything becomes slightly dimmer, almost as if a cloud has gone in front of the sun. The wind sort of picks up a little bit. A warm breeze blows up and sort of pushes all the grass, and that wind sort of swirls around the fairy ring here. And you hear a voice. It's old, but caring. It sounds like a kindly grandmother, almost. My dear, sweet follower, through trial and tribulation, you have stayed dedicated to me. And although I doubted your original intention, I now know your faith is true. Be at peace, my child, and become one with me once more. The voice fades, the wind slows down, and the light returns.
Lovette is shivering from the feedback on that one.
I hope all of you understand that I go not because I want to, but because I must. Please, save this world.
Doing Markus advice.
Save all those, and worry not for me. I am at home.
Soul cups Marcus's chin in their hands, and they kiss his forehead. I never said it to you on the ship, but I love you too. I'm sorry to have made you wait.
If I can ask one last kiss.
Soul leans over and kisses Markus on the mouth.
Save them all.
I promise. I just want you to be able to rest. I want you to have the sweetest dreams possible.
Markus looks to Lovette. I'm ready.
Alright. At this point, Hildegard will gesture for you to follow and nods to Karis as well and heads over to the cottage. So going inside, you see that Hildegard has changed, or rather prepared the front room of the house.
1 second before
Yeah.
I go in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the door and I just look at everyone one last time. And enters in.
Hildegard has prepared a table in the center of the room. She asks you to lay on it. She puts one of her hands on your shoulder and looks at you. Shug, are you sure about this?
I get to go home, and I get to save one more life.
She closes her eyes and tears are running down her cheeks. I understand. She reaches down to her belt and grabs a potion bottle that was strapped there, hands it to you with a shaking hand, and asks you to drink it.
Well, this was the best tomorrow one could ever ask for. And he takes the potion.
You feel dizzy for a moment, and then you black out. And none of you are in the house to see what happens next.
No, but I don't kill my spell, so I do feel it, if there is anything to feel.
I mean, pack empathy just is emotions, so
Mm-hmm.
he's out.
So if he's out for the whole thing, then
Yeah, he's out. He's out for the whole thing, so the spell effectively ends.
he's gone. So, no, there's hope for the best.
If everyone could make a perception check.
Mine's a 31.
You notice flashes of
Okay, isn't it?
green and purple light coming out of the windows.
Oh, wait, do I notice it at all or no?
Yeah, you both noticed that.
Right. Vera's going to walk over to the left. And that's a window, correct?
Yeah, there's a window there.
Like to see what's happening.
Okay. You see a body on a table. There is a single dagger planted right in its heart. And you see that Karis is furiously casting spells, just one after the other. Torrents of green and purple energy are swirling through the room. On the table is also, you see the arm, you see the diamond, you see Marcus's body. And she keeps casting spell after spell. You can see that she's sweating and shaking as she's doing this. Hildegard is kind of just staying back and just watching with sort of just a somber expression. And you see energy sort of being pulled out of Marcus's form. You see this energy coming up that's shaped in sort of the hooded figure that you saw a long time ago. And it dissolves slowly, and the wisps of that smoke move down around the arm that you guys took from Moira's body. And at that point, the arm starts to, I guess for lack of a better term, regenerate. The bone starts to regrow flesh and muscle, and the muscle regrows skin. And then from that, it begins to regrow the rest of an entire person.
Well, is something wrong?
I don't think so.
Can I
I
see
think
this?
it's working.
You look in and you see a young gnomish girl laying on the table next to Markus. Hildegard quickly puts a blanket over the gnomish girl, and the spell auras fade.
I am going to rush inside. Presuming it's locked, I'm going to burst in through the door.
And you pop in and you see someone, there's a blanket over her, but
Is she breathing?
her eyes are closed,
Mm-hmm.
but she is breathing slowly. Yes. The last of the spell auras fade, and Karis just collapses.
I think just without thinking about what it will result in, Lovette's going to go to catch her.
Are you sure? Okay,
Well-
alright.
You
Uh,
dumb.
Make
She just...
make a
Yeah.
fortitude save, I guess.
Okay. Hey, I've gotten good on these before. Maybe we'll see. Nope.
You dumb bitch.
Wow.
Wow.
So, Moira gets back, but Lovette dies.
Wow. All right. So you go to catch Karis, and
I'll let go as soon as it starts to hurt. But
yeah, no, it hurts immediately. You no more like lay a hand on her to try to like break her fall. You know, in an anime when they'll show a boy get horny by having him just shoot blood out of his nose for some reason. Which, I mean, look, just as an aside,
biology doesn't work that
just
way.
as an aside, I've been a teenage boy who was horny, and I've never had a torrent of blood shoot out of my nose before, nor have I
You know why
ever
they do
witnessed
that?
it.
they do that because they couldn't show boners.
So basically, you bleed heavily, and it hurt really, really bad. Karis is too drained to do anything for you, but Hildy will rush over and heal you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay, Kellys?
Karis kind of rolls on the ground a little bit to get away from you, and she just sort of gasps out, "Don't touch me." She can barely choke the words out. She's just in the fetal position on the ground.
Come, please, this is the thing. I'm gonna go over and touch Moira's face. Can you hear me?
You touch Moira's face, and she reacts to it. Her eyes kind of squeeze shut harder, and she jerks her head a little bit away from the touch.
Can't you feel? No, I need to sleep, I guess.
Hildy comes back in the room and says, "Shug, she may need to rest for a bit."
Somebody else, I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think I'd be here. I didn't know it was going to happen at such a cost, but still. Okay, I'll head back out, I guess, after a little while. Hey, well, everyone.
Soul doesn't look at Lovette at all. They've just been looking at where Markus was in the fairy ring, and they've been sobbing uncontrollably since he went inside.
Vera will go over to Soul and will slowly put their hand on their shoulder.
I don't know what to do. It hurts. It hurts.
I imagine it's never the differently, I have to say. Doesn't feel quite as good as I was resisted in my head.
Is this how it's going to feel each time?
What do you mean each time?
Each time one of you leave me. This is how it's going to feel.
Why do we have to leave you?
Everyone has to die inevitably. I'm not saying anytime soon, but I'm so scared. I don't want to lose you guys. And I'm taking you to something so terrible.
This is our choice of what we're doing, so...
Soul's trying to brush their tears off of their face, but they keep coming. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to stop. I'll try my best. I'll make sure you guys will be okay.
We'll be okay, so...
I can't experience that again. I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to see anyone else die.
Vera just pats Soul on the shoulder, on like the back.
Hildy moves across the yard slowly.
I'm sorry you have to do this, Hildy girl.
She looks more somber than you've seen her in a long time. It's done.
Soul just crumples into the fairy circle. That stupid idiot. If anyone wants to do anything, it's going to take Soul a little bit before they regain their composure.
Well, that's just gonna walk away after a little bit of this without saying anything, I think.
I know it ain't what you want to hear right now, but I think the spell worked. Our little gnome's back. I hope it was worth it. She goes back to the house.
I hate them.
Vera will stay there with Soul during this time.
Vera, it hurts.
I know.
It hurts so much. Why does it hurt? Soul is grabbing at the cloth next to their chest.
What claw?
Their
Okay.
shirt next to their heart, pretty much.
Okay.
This is the worst pain I've ever experienced. When does it go away?
It doesn't.
Why? Why?
Because you remember good people.
Soul tries to lean their head towards Vera, either her shoulder, her chest, or her lap, somewhere. They're trying.
Vera will allow it, whatever you're aiming at.
I imagine Soul's on their knees before. They were pretty much on their forearms and elbows, just clutching the grass in their hand, but still on their knees.
Mhm.
So I think they just turn and lay their head on your collarbone area. They're looking down, but it's like face-to-face kind of way.
Vera would probably grab one of their hands just because it's like the safest thing that Vera knows to touch.
Yeah.
That just kind of perches in this chair under this room and just stares at Mara, just waiting for her to get up, basically.
Her face kind of twitches, and one of her eyes cracks open.
Yo.
She kind of squints, opens the other eye, sort of looks around the room. Where am I?
That's a young story. It's a hard one to tell.
She, reaches her hand to her chest and doesn't feel the device there. Did it work?
No, but we fixed it anyway.
She looks at you and kind of weakly smiles. See, I knew you'd fix it.
Yes, you did. I'm gonna go over and just give her a hug.
You give her a hug. It's interesting. It's like she's brand new. Legit, all of her flesh and bones and eyes and hair is all brand new. It's interesting. It's like she just was grown a second ago, basically.
I miss you so much. It was so cold without you.
I didn't know I went anywhere.
Yeah, it's been some time.
Changed your hair.
Changed a few things, and I made some new friends. And I hope they'll be your friends too. But we had to use one of our friends to get you back.
What? That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
I can't imagine you having friends.
Damn! Wow!
And I thought Markus was burned.
She cracks a smile.
Markus goes back to life, just goes, shit! And then dies.
So Lovette's laughing through the tears and still hugging Moira. She just pulls her off the table and starts spinning her around.
Whoa, the room's spinning enough already, okay?
I'm sorry.
She's also very nude, so the
I
spinning
know.
around with the blanket kind of probably flies off of her.
I know. Lovette's not really concerned about that right now.
Where are clothes? Who's that?
That's Kelly. She's another good friend.
She's literally laying in the corner in the fetal position.
Poor Karis. Someone take care of my girl. I can't.
I tried.
Put a blanket on her or something.
No.
Give her a pillow.
So is Marcus's body still there?
Yes.
It is, okay.
It's pretty gruesome, too.
Can you
describe
it?
A blade in his chest.
Yeah, so imagine Markus laying on a table. There is a dagger stuck into his heart, deep to the hilt. There's blood seeping out of the wound, pooling onto the table, and dripping onto the floor. It's not a good scene. Moira hasn't really noticed yet.
Don't give her a heart attack.
Cover up the body. Don't pull the knife out. You're gonna have a bad time.
Are you going to be okay, Kelly?
She coughs. It's about the only response she can give right now.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of shield Moira's eyes from the gruesomeness. Not too much, I'm not gonna go out of my way, but walk her over towards Hildegard and be like, "Do we have any clothes we can give this guy?"
You walk her out of the room, and Hildy is coming back into the hut around the same time, and she nods and looks Moira up and down to kind of size her up, and then she waves two of her hands, and then holds the other hand to the brim of her hat, and then snaps her fingers on the other hand. And then basically clothes are going to sort of materialize around Moira.
That's handy. Look at the kind of people I've met.
Does Moira need glasses anymore since she's all brand new?
Well, I'm going to say yes.
Yes, because they're like the cutest part.
That's not, but it's also not a part that Karis was instructed about. Karis was only instructed about the weak heart.
Well, I guess I should explain some of this to you, but I don't know how to start.
Well, you've made some pretty impressive friends.
I guess so.
This feels really weird. She's putting her hand to her chest.
Are you okay? Are you blazing fine?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Like, better than fine. I've never felt like this before. She, walks around the room at, normal pace and isn't feeling out of breath or slow or anything.
Lovette is just crying but smiling watching this. This is something she's wanted to see for a very, very, very long time. More than 30 years at this point.
I want to know everything.
There's the machine.
Alright, so we should probably summarize the everything, just for the sake of not taking 5 evers.
What I plan to do is just introduce her to everyone, and that would explain in Lovette's eyes everything pretty succinctly.
Oh, really? Alright.
Alright.
Gonna be good first introductions.
Yeah. You got an elf sobbing here with the druid.
Here is a human in the fetal position.
I know.
The body
That's
of
what I
a
was
hobbit.
thinking when,
Corpse of a
before
hobbit.
Markus had died. I'm like, man, Laura's gonna come back and everyone's gonna be a fucking wreck, and she's gonna be like, did I do something wrong?
So, what else are people doing currently?
I'm lying on a table.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Soul is slowly drying their tears. Once they're stable enough, they'll remove their head from Vera's collarbone, shoulder, chest area. I'll draw it later, you'll get it.
So this is Hildegard. She's very impressive. She helped you a lot.
Moira curtsies and thanks Hildy.
Hildegard, this is Moira. I hope you alright. I hope it is well.
Hildy just kind of looks sad and a little bit distraught. Maybe partially sickened, you're not sure. But she still nods and gives some pleasantries to Moira.
Hands up. As good as I'd hoped. Yes, in a talkative mode. I'll kind of peek out the door, see how everyone's doing before I bring Moira out.
Is Vera still holding my hand?
Yes.
Okay.
How does everyone look?
Well, other than puffy-eyed and probably puffy-skinned, it was an ugly cry, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It was an ugly cry. I had to act through that cry, guys.
Yeah, we heard. We were there.
I am very proud of you.
Yeah, me too. I tried my best with mine, but I'm not as good at letting that shit out.
I was holding mine in because I know. I'm fairly certain I understand what would have happened if I let it out.
So, Soul's still sitting on their knees. I don't know how Vera's sitting, but I kind of imagine similarly.
Mm-hmm.
And just the holding hands, Soul's just kind of looking down, kind of off to the side into the fairy ring where Markus was, obviously. It's just quiet. There's no crying currently, but it's quiet.
Maybe now's not the best time. Alright, I guess I should start telling you about everything then. And yeah, then I guess montage time.
Alright. After that, I think Soul would stand up and finally start heading towards the cottage. They look back at Vera for reassurance almost.
Vera, when you start walking, would watch you go over and then head over towards the tree that's by the house and sit down just at the base.
Okay. Is the door open to the cottage already?
Door's hanging open, yeah. Hildegard's not even, caring to shut it anymore.
They still grab the doorknob and turn it, and then they release it, as if their way of being like, I'm coming in now, I guess.
Hildy hears it and gets out of your way.
Is anyone going to cover up Marcus's body?
It's not.
Soul, you see a young gnomish woman dressed in bright-colored clothes standing next to Lovette. She looks up at you and says, "Hi, my name's Moira. Are you one of Lovette's friends?"
Soul has a very blank expression. It looks like they're not there. They move forward. They put their hand
on Moira's head.
Hello, little one.
Hi
How
there.
are you?
Sort of confused, I guess. But okay.
Soul looks like they're kind of possessed as they start walking.
I'll kind of grab Soul for a second.
What is it, Lovette?
I'm not going to keep you from going in there if you want to, but are you sure that you want?
Is Karis okay?
I think Alice needs to be up the door for a moment. I'm going to see if I can bring her anything in a moment.
Okay.
Why not tell Sir Bobby himself, so...
I see.
They look composed. Again, they don't look like they're there, but if you look at their hands are almost violently shaking.
All right. Okay. Well, little bunny, did you have any dreams?
No, not really.
No, that's too bad. Well, I wonder how you'll get home now.
I'm not even really sure where I am.
Will?
Wow.
Yeah, very far away.
It's gonna take
Hildy.
months to get back. Hildy is similar stupor to you. Yeah, sure.
Would you like me to make you some sweet tea?
She just leans in and gives you a huge hug and just starts crying. Let's
Hildy, what's wrong?
let's make some tea.
Okay.
She goes into the kitchen with you.
I remember it being delicious.
She nods, not really able to speak.
I know who we want to see you. I think that maybe we should probably get out of here for a moment. Let's go. I'll introduce you to Archie. Grab Moira by the hand and bring her outside.
Alright.
Hey, Moira, this is Archie, man. Yes, make the story.
Archie leans down and offers a hand and shake. Moira and Archie will converse for a little bit.
Yeah, I guess you probably understand him.
What's Vera doing?
Vera basically took the time to cry by herself. She's sitting down, arms on top of her knees, head down.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, each individual conversation and moment of reflection will continue for a while. After a short time, Soul, you feel something strange. You feel like something in a pouch or pocket on you is moving on its own.
Okay, I'll check the MacGuffin knife.
It's still there, but as you're reaching around, you find one of your pouches is vibrating slightly.
Is it the bag of holding I have?
No.
Okay.
You open it up, and inside you find a walnut.
Oh, okay.
Hildy, I'll be right back. Do you mind if I plant a tree in your backyard?
She looks at you weird, and she goes, guess not.
Okay. I have to go talk to my crown now.
And Soul spacily leaves, and they go to the corner of Hildy's backyard and plants the walnut?
Alright, you plant the walnut. It sprouts immediately, grows to a size larger than you, and gets big enough to have a strange face in the wood that looks at you.
Is it Corona?
It is. The face in the tree says, I have news and a request.
You have news and a request of me right now, on this day? Really?
Many things happen. I suppose your day has been eventful then?
Soul clicks their mouth in annoyance.
Corona.
Losing someone is never easy.
Corona,
Yes?
just distract me. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want, please.
I'm unsure if it's going to be distracting news, but
Did I mess up in some way? Did I...
possibly. It's hard to read, but something has changed.
What?
We believe that Glarv is planning something more drastic than he has in the past. If I had to guess, he's perhaps preparing to attack the Emerald Forest.
Huh? Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, is he? Why am I not surprised? Oh, how predictable. How cute. And what else do you have to tell me, Corona?
He just sort of has an eyebrow raised looking at you. Have you lost your mind?
Oh. Why would you think that?
Because I've just told you your home is in danger of being destroyed.
I figured that out, I think, when I left after he made me talk about where I'm from.
And I'm telling you that it's happening imminently, and all you can do is laugh. This is serious.
And what's the other news?
The Order has taken a vote.
Order?
The Druid Order, Priesthood of Eden, they've taken a vote, and they believe that your group needs assistance.
A babysitter.
Think of them as an extra hand.
Corona, I have the MacGuffinite right now. Do you know what I need to do with it?
I have some idea.
Mm-hmm.
I would say return to Daraham.
Okay. When are we going to meet this babysitter? Extra hand, whatever you want to call him.
Like I said, he is no babysitter. He has no authority over you, nor anyone you travel with. He is someone that was appointed by the Order to assist in your matters.
When? When is he coming? Where?
Now,
Now? I'm sorry, what?
if you're ready.
So, Soul is laughing, mostly because they're going through so many stages of emotions currently.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah, they're a wreck, currently.
Oh yeah, big wreck.
Yeah, they look scared.
Mm-hmm.
They did the laughter mostly to make themselves feel better about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a way, they kind of knew it was coming. They just was hoping it'd be a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you rope me into this?
I think you already know the answer to that question. I'll tell you if you want to hear it either way.
Please? Why?
Because you and your friends are the most likely to succeed. You may not see it, but you carry a spark of hope. You have a chance, and that's better than most.
Soul just hangs their head. How is it that we're the spark of hope if me being involved has put the whole world at risk? How is that help?
Because this is a journey that only you can take. I hope it becomes clear to you soon. I would recommend getting to Daraham, giving the shard that you took to the Queen. She should be able to send you where you need to go, and that's our only hope of striking down Clark.
Okay, bring him, or her, I guess. Bring the priest, bring the extra hand, bring whoever they are.
Very well.
Just, if all this ends badly, and if we still have an afterlife... No, I tried. I tried so hard.
The face in the tree simply closes its eyes. The tree grows slightly larger. A single walnut will grow on a bough and then fall off and land neatly in front of you on the ground.
I'll pick it up, put it in a pouch that's closest to the scimitar that Markus gave me.
Alright. The tree turns sort of blackish colored and begins to turn into smoke and disappear. And in its place, there's a person standing there. Skrewy, would you like to describe?
Think of a mountain of a man. Ashen colored, almost as if they were carved from granite, with veins of blue tracing through their skin. They have crystals. They're bald, but in their place of their hair, they have crystals. He has a satchel on his back, which looks incredibly heavy, but on top of it is a large, enormous shield. And in his right hand is a hammer, about the size of an anvil, with a long pole. Although his physique is daunting, he has incredibly kind eyes.
How exactly tall is he?
He is 7'1".
Oh, he tall.
I told you, he's a mountain. He doesn't say much when he appears. As I said, his eyes are kind, and you notice that his eyes match a very similar color to the crystals, which are a deep blue. The crystals, his eyes are a pale blue with similar to Markus's blue eyes.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Oddly enough, he's also wearing a kilt.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Sure, he's like, I didn't buy that kilt for nothing. This
Got it,
cosplay's
right.
got a coat.
Emblazoned on nearly everything on him is the Tree of Eden, from his shield to his breastplate to his gauntlets to a small amulet draped around his neck.
So I imagine with you describing it, that's mostly Soul looking at each detail pretty much slowly.
Yes, coming last to his eyes.
Yeah. They don't look happy. Is this a joke?
Skrewy can't escape this shit. I'm so sorry.
A joke, ma'am?
I'm sorry. Please, never refer to me as such ever again. My name is Soul.
And that is what I will call you.
I can't believe this. My crown can go fuck himself. Soul takes a couple paces away. They have their arms folded in front of them. They walk back. You will listen to me for the most part. The symbols of Eden are even more insulting to them now after all of what just happened. Your big old council has brought you here to help me. And I do appreciate it. I thank you for coming here and helping me.
It is my sworn duty.
Wonderful. Next we are headed to Daraham, and perhaps to another world. Are you prepared to lay your life down for this world?
As I have been commanded by Eden, I shall protect all that I'm charged with.
Is Eden upset with me?
That is not for me to decide.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to bring you inside and now introduce you to everyone. This is going to be so fun. Please follow me.
So, while this was going, I didn't want to interrupt, but while that conversation was happening, and while Moira was talking to Archie, at one point I just kind of let her know that I'll be right back, and I wanted to go in and talk to Hildegard while this conversation.
Okay, well let's have a little Hildy conversation. Hildegard is shakily making sweet tea while you walk into the room.
You need some help with that?
No, it's fine. Sure, I'm just.
Here you go.
Yeah.
See, this wasn't your fault, okay?
Don't know if you knew this about me, but I swore a long time ago I've never harmed nobody, as long as it could be helped.
What made you do that?
She kind of just shakes her head. Stuff long since passed.
I won't like it up.
But I feel like I may have gone back on that today.
Markus asked Rosie he agreed to this, and if anyone is to blame, I pushed everyone. But you only had a hand in this because we know anyone else who could. But it wasn't your choice, and it's not your fault.
I had the biggest hand in this.
Is it?
I fed that boy that poison, and I sank that dagger.
I know. Because I was the one who brought those tools into the machine. I didn't check my switches the first time around, so I had a lot of people have to tell me the same thing before I really got it through my head. And even then, I guess maybe I didn't, so if you can't, I don't blame you, but there's one person who can't let go of something, take it from me. This is not your fault.
I don't want to hear it.
It's too bad. You gave someone who hasn't had a chance to give basically her whole life a real opportunity. And Markus, he was starving anyway. I know that the pragmatic, realistic of the situation doesn't always feel good, but the truth is you did the right thing.
She shakes her head. No, I didn't. And that's something I have to live with for a long time. When this is all over, I'd prefer it if y'all didn't come back.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna miss the sweet tea. Okay, alright, well, Soul getting back anytime soon? It's starting to get awkward.
Yeah, Soul walk back in the room at this point.
They look grumpy. Hi, Lovette. A guy came out of a tree and he's with us now.
Kalana?
I wish. Oh, maybe I don't actually.
Wait, why? What's wrong with Kalana?
Daddy doesn't like him. they're mostly just upset, but that's like a good enough reason for them to just say.
Well, that's like, wait, are you dating Corona? What does that mean?
Hey, come in here.
He has to duck through the door.
Ah! Whoa, what is that?
He's the high priest of Eden.
Is it what? What?
He's the high priest of Eden.
An I plus Eden?
Hey, you. Tell her who you are.
My name is Petravian Kalenius. I'm your protector.
My protector is out in the front, and he's pretty big. But...
He means the group.
Oh, right.
Wait, how do I say your name again? Petri?
Is that a Protean name?
You may call me Petra.
I could.
Is it a Protean name, Petra?
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll start speaking in Protean.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't expect to find someone from this battle world. You might be a point of interest to a friend of mine. Protean Quintao was a big point of interest for my studies. She was very interested in it.
I try not to talk about that time in my life.
In your life.
Soul looks very... Oh, wait. I
No,
have
you don't
tongues.
understand any of this. Oh, you didn't do that.
I blinked because I was so surprised. I guess I activate tongues on myself.
Oh yeah, what? Lovette knows a language before other people for once. Holy shit.
I was so taken off guard by it.
I thought Protean and Parthese were the same language for a long time. I was like, yes, I know that one. And then we got there and they all speak in French, and it was like, wait a minute.
Fuck.
Dang it.
I'm a French person who doesn't speak French. How does this make sense?
Anyways, so now I can understand what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
at this
didn't get
point
that
we've been
first part of the
speaking Latin,
conversation.
right? At this point, we've effectively been speaking Latin.
Yeah, effectively Latin, yes.
Because, yeah, Lovette, of course, would know Latin.
Wait, Latin?
Yeah, Protean is essentially Latin, yes.
That's going to be awkward with all of the insect names that Vera uses.
It's really awkward with all the Latin names that I have in my village and
Does that-
family and names.
Does that mean my last name is Protean?
Maybe.
Not
mean,
exactly.
Well, I don't think it's exactly Latin, you know?
Yeah, it's Latin in style and theme.
Soul's gonna play dumb.
Just gonna listen in?
Yeah.
Rude.
I don't trust this new person.
Tree
So-
shit all over him.
What, if you don't mind me asking, I'm not familiar with your people. The Proteans, but also your species. What do I refer to you as?
And they call me Petra.
Well, okay, yes, it's true. For example, I'm half elf, half gnome, so it's a thing you might not know about me.
Can I do Lore Master?
Yeah, of course.
Dang it. Dang it. Okay.
Burn your lore master.
What the fuck is this?
That is an Earth Genasi. Or an Earth
Mm.
Genasi, however you want to pronounce it.
I
also-
say Janazi.
Also known as an
Genesis.
Oread. Specifically, it is a Earth elemental-blooded human. So, a person that has 1/4 of their blood tracing back to the elemental plane of Earth. They tend to be slow and steady. They tend to make dependable people. They're strong and wise. That's sort of what they're known for.
Ugh.
But they're also kind of uggos, and they're not very they're not very interesting in a conversation, or they're not very inspiring to people because they're just kind of plain. So they tend to have a low charisma. So racial bonuses, strength, racial bonus, wisdom, racial penalty, charisma. If you want like game mechanics.
Okay.
Oh, and they're slower than everyone else. They just have a
Yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
methodical
Great.
plotting pace.
Great. So great.
This one, however, seems to be getting around that by having some sweet boots. His boots have wings stitched onto the sides of them,
Mhm.
and it seems to make him move at an unnatural speed for someone of his species. Someone of his race, I should say.
Mhm. Detect magic.
His boots are magic, his shield is magic, his warhammer's magic, his armor's magic. He's also got a belt that's magic, bracers that are magic, and is that everything?
Damn.
I think
He's got
that's...
those pumped up kicks.
He does got those pumped up kicks. Can he outrun my gun? We'll find out.
Oh, Jesus!
Nice.
Thus far, yes, that's it.
Okay.
So, while this new person and Lovette are talking, Soul kind of went around the table and kind of helps Hildy, and at some point just puts their hand on her, one of her, I guess just the top shoulder. Are the other joints technically shoulders?
I would call them like major shoulders and minor shoulders, or greater shoulders and lesser shoulders. The lesser shoulders are still shoulders, but they're pretty much in the armpit of another shoulder.
Yeah. Soul will put a hand on one of the major shoulders closest
Yeah.
to them.
It would probably be kind of an awkward gesture to touch one of the minor shoulders.
Yeah, that would be weird. So major shoulder.
Okay. So you put your hand on her shoulder, and she kind of looks at you sadly, and she says,
Soul just opens their arms for her.
She gives you a big hug. She says she has a lot to think about, and y'all have
I'm
been.
so sorry.
I just need some time.
I know. If you ever do want to speak, I think you know where I am normally.
She nods. I won't miss it.
All I ask is you take care of yourself, Healthy.
She nods again.
And Soul's still secretly listening into this conversation. They're just trying to be like, oh, off to the side.
She says that she'll give Markus a proper burial in the fairy ring.
Thank you. Thank you there for that, Beardy. Jesus.
Yep.
What?
That one last little kick in the heart.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. Noticeably, Petra has been still standing in the door, but he took off his rather large sack.
Oh!
Yeah.
I get it. You're 7 feet tall. God damn.
A little bit of levity. That's wonderful. His pack. He drops it to the ground. It makes a thunderous clatter. And he has put his hammer on the ground, and he's just pretty much guarding the door.
Cool.
Lovette, are you done talking to him? He's going to be traveling with us now.
Look, what?
Unless you're not done talking to him.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to be funny. I guess I should go see how Maya is doing.
We have to go to Dareham right away, by the way, just so you know.
So we never really talked after the night until the end of the forest. We still need to talk about that.
Talk about what?
No, never mind, son. Head outside.
Petrie, come on.
Stepping outside, you see Moira is currently being carried around, riding on Archibald, putting a leg on either side of his head, riding him around.
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you talk getting along. It's quite special, isn't it?
She laughs and says yes.
I'm just gonna kind of watch and wait outside and wait for Soul to be ready. And you know what? Maybe make sure Karis is doing okay first. Like
hold on, I think it's been 2 hours.
Has anyone taken to going through Marcus's pockets or something?
Nope.
You know, like, wow, they're just letting him bleed out on everything. Jeez.
I mean, he's dead.
Great. Yeah.
We're not gonna ride
Yeah,
with
no one.
Well, people
They
told me not to
ruined
go on
their
their
luck.
own. So,
No.
you know.
Yeah, no one looted the corpse, and also no one checked on. Like, Karis finishes all the extremely complicated spells, and then
Thanks.
nobody checks on her.
Yeah. Lovette was like, I'm going to check on her soon. And then didn't.
No,
Good job,
Lovette. I thought Lovette asked if Karis was okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
she did, but she also told Soul, because Soul was going to go into that room, and Lovette's like, hey, dead body. And then Soul was like, well, is Karis okay? And Lovette's like, oh, I'm going to check on her soon.
Yeah, we're doing it. Alright.
Yeah, we're doing it
Soon?
now. Yeah,
Soon?
Is she dead again?
No, she's not dead.
Alright,
again.
cool. then I was soon enough. Kellys, are you feeling any better?
She's crumpled into the corner of the room in the fetal position, and she's just kind of spasming every couple of seconds.
Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I didn't realize that that's this. Kellys, are you, do you need something? Can you talk, please?
Yeah, that was harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, well, you did it. Are you okay? Are you going to be okay?
I hope so.
Is there anything I can bring you? You want some sweet tea?
She tries to prop herself up and sit in the corner of the room. That was a lot harder than I thought.
Yeah, you said that.
I had to. You don't understand what I had to do.
No, I don't. You want to explain it to me?
I had to tear him apart.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to be okay.
She doesn't answer.
Do you want company or do you want to be alone?
She doesn't answer.
Let's just sit down next to her. I always wanted to wait. She can wait a little bit more.
Soul's gesturing Petra out of the house. Come on, Petrie. This way. Need you to meet everyone before we get on a ship.
As he's passing by, Petra looks in, stares at the halfling on the table. His kind eyes get very sad all of a sudden. Let's continue on.
Soul is looking suspiciously at him, but continues. Over here is the big one's Archie. Yep.
Archie's sort of walking around in circles, arms out, doing a sort of a balance beam walk, almost. Definitely playing with Moira, almost like he would play with the puppy.
I was gonna say he got a new puppy.
So, I still have tongues activated.
Mm-hmm.
So, a very weird noise comes out of Soul's mouth to Petra, unless for some reason he knows it.
Archie, what are you doing?
I am playing with Moira.
Did you know her before?
No. Should I have?
I don't know. I was just asking. Does she understand you?
Yes.
I see.
Soul finally looks up at Moira.
Everyone is sad. Why?
Soul goes right up to Archie, and they reach their hand up for him.
He reaches a hand out and takes yours.
Archie, Markus died. He can't come back. That's why everyone's sad.
I do not understand.
That's what happens when life ends, Archie. People stop existing, and we call that death.
When is death over?
It isn't, and that's the cruelest part.
Archie lets go of your hand and sort of thinks. He sort of becomes sort of contemplative, and then he sits down and just sits there.
So if this is all in binary, does that mean that Moira also hears and understands it?
Yeah, and she'll pop off of Archie.
Are you okay, Archie?
I am functioning normally.
I see. Would you like a hug?
He nods.
Soul goes up to him and gives him a hug. I assume they kind of climb on his lap to, properly get to him.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
They give him a hug.
I love you, Archie.
I love you too, Master's friend.
I wanted to introduce you to someone. Do you have time, Archie?
Yes.
Soul turns around after releasing the hug and looks at Petra.
Petrie, this is Archie. Archie, this is our new...
And of course that switched to binary as soon as they started talking to Archie again. Our new assistant.
Markus. Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
SpaghettiOs!
Oh,
That's gonna be hard to practice not to say.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Petrie, Archie can understand you. You may not be able to understand him, though.
He's alive.
He is. I think. Pretty sure. Probably. Yes.
He is well built.
Soul shrugs.
Do you protect this group?
A shrill series of clicks and whirs will emit from Archie.
Translation?
He says yes. Yeah, I didn't understand it's cog. Yeah. Yes.
Soul nods to Petra.
He said yes.
I will help you.
Soul hops down from Archie's lap, pats his leg one time, and then starts to walk towards... Ooh, to find Vera, because she's not at the circle. Do I see Vera? Or is she more hidden? Okay. Soul glances at Moira as they pass her.
Moira looks like sort of shy. Like maybe guilty is the look, possibly. But she's more just like confused. She didn't ask to be here. She doesn't really understand fully what's going on.
That's okay. Vera?
How long has it been since Soul went into the house?
15
like
minutes.
The first time? Only 15?
Maybe. Somewhere in there. 15, 30 minutes.
I mean, I had a whole conversation with Corona, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's however long you... How long do you guys think it should be? Like an hour?
I think an hour, personally. But if you guys aren't okay with that, that's okay.
sure.
I think an hour's fair. Yeah.
Alright, if that's the case, I think Vera would be finished dealing with crying and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd be probably just still same position, but more of just the relaxing isn't the correct word, just existing.
Oh, the maxing.
Relaxing all cool.
No.
Shooting some
No.
people
No,
outside of the
no,
school.
no, 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 no.
Thank you, Xeno.
Vera?
Vera will sniff, clear their eyes. Yes?
I have news.
I look at the giant man next to Soul. Who's this?
Corona sent him. He thinks we need assistance.
I see the emblem on his everything,
Oh no!
and there's like a slight twitch to Vera's mouth.
Yeah.
It's good to have more people on board.
So he's going to be traveling with us, and we have to go to dare him right after this, just so you know.
Wasn't that the plan already?
I mean, yeah, but Lovette kind of tends to make us go to certain detours sometimes.
You did.
Knowing laughter.
I haven't said anything yet. Come on.
Were you going to have us go to the Isles?
No,
50
not
miles.
that far. Not that far. Just to stop to see Grandpa.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think we have
bro.
time to do that right
I
now.
don't think so.
I kind of got scolded by Corona. And my mom. I'm having a rough week.
All the authority figures in your life are angry at you.
Yeah, great.
It's fun. I get to introduce all these authority figures over the first 50 sessions, and now over the next 5, I get to have them all get pissed at you guys.
Marcus, his suffering is over.
But Petra's has only begun.
Petrie, we've got one more person to see. Come on.
So Vera will get up.
I'm gonna see if she's up yet.
Marcus
I'd also like to talk-
looks to Vera and nods.
Who does?
Markus.
God, Jesus, gotta practice not saying Marcus.
Just
I mean,
remember,
Petra.
just remember, every time you say Marcus, an editor dies.
Petra, just so you know, 6 years.
Oh,
6
yeah.
years I've had Marcus.
Yeah, well, he died probably the best death I've ever seen a D&D character die, so...
That's
Not
true.
wrong.
Can you imagine losing him to like some fucking
To the lava?
pixie?
Oh
Some
my
For
god.
that.
If Marcus was alive, he would rub it in Vera's face about Eden being there. Rub it right in their face. Their smug face.
Well, then he would be dead soon after, so...
yes,
You'd be playing this character either way.
exactly.
It was a pun.
Okay.
I wanted
Alright.
to have a conversation with Karis while they were all out there talking.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's do that first. Last time we left you all, she was sitting quietly and not answering anything you were saying.
So, imagine you probably kind of feel responsible for all this. Getting that vibe, killing that. Illegal feels that way, and I feel that way.
Responsible for this?
Do you?
She looks at you.
Do you?
I tore him apart. Do I feel responsible for this?
Callis. This was his choice.
Doesn't make it any easier.
Doesn't.
He was a soulless monster. He acted with more courage and certainty than I've ever in my life.
Yeah.
And I killed him.
I killed him too, Callis.
No, you didn't.
I want this.
You didn't lift a finger to do this.
The soil's bad.
Don't try to compare. Don't try to compare, alright?
Alright, fine. I feel that's the game to play, Oluk.
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably not great wording.
Nope. That was
No.
Oh boy.
No, it wasn't.
No.
Oh my god!
Woo! Woo!
I know.
Oh my god! If she didn't... Oh...
No, yeah, like, Lovette does immediately kind of body language. Sorry. Hold her hands up. Oluk, I just don't want to see you being like this, Callis. I'm sorry. You're not a bad person.
I killed a good person today. I think that makes me a bad person.
People have been telling me for a really long time that didn't make me a bad person. So I think maybe some of them need to hear it. Now, back. This wasn't your fault, Callis.
I don't want to talk about this anymore today, okay?
Okay.
Alright, around this point, Soul's gonna walk in. Soul, you walk in the room and you see a table. On the table is Marcus's dead body with a dagger stabbed directly into the heart, all the way up to the hilt. There is blood coming out of Marcus's mouth, coming out of the wound, and it's pouring out onto the table and then running off the table onto the floor. To your left, you see Karis, who is crunched up into the corner of the room, and she's just kind of randomly spasming a little bit and trying to have a conversation with Lovette, who's sitting nearby. How's that for a scene?
Oh boy. This is, I should have warned you or something, I'm sorry.
Soul goes up to Karis. Sweetness, are you okay?
She looks at you with tears in her eyes.
Oh, no. Baby, it's okay. Baby.
I killed him.
You can see Soul's lower lip quiver.
I know, I said lots of times that he needed to die and that he was a monster. And then when it came down to it, he deserved to live more than I did.
Don't say that. Please. Please, don't say that, Karis.
Please don't.
Come on, baby. Let's get you out of this room, okay?
She nods and kind of shakily gets to her feet.
They hold out their instrument to use as leverage to help her up.
She gets to her feet and is able to kind of weakly take a slow pace.
I have someone for you to meet, by the way. Come on, Sweetness. Let's get you out of the room.
She takes a step out and looks over at this new person. Starts at the ground and kind of looks up and up and up and up and up.
Sweetness, this is...
Tall.
Corona sent the big honcho of Eden over to assist us because they decided we need help. So he will be traveling with us now.
Soul gestures to Petra to talk.
If you hadn't guessed, Petra doesn't talk much yet. Would he have noticed that you were helping Karis with Symphonia's Wit, or no?
Probably not. You were out of the room.
Okay. So Petra puts out a hand and says, hello.
Karis looks at your hand, looks up at you, looks back at your hand, says, nice to meet you, and then kind of walks past you and out the door.
Soul looks back into the room.
While that was going on, Lovette is actually going to be standing next to Marcus's body, just kind of staring at him.
Markus, Petra stands behind Soul and says, who was he?
One of my best friends, and someone I love.
Gonna take the blanket that was covering Moira earlier and use it to cover Marcus's body and walk out.
Soul approaches the body and just moves the blanket down enough so that they can see Marcus's face up close.
You pull the blanket down and you see just sort of almost a peaceful look on his face with just like a trickle of red coming out of the corner of his mouth.
Soul will gently take their hand on his cheek and wipe the blood away from his lip with their thumb.
Mr. Petra?
Yes.
I'm going to see if he left me anything. So I'm going to go through his belongings. And I just wanted to let you know, since you're here. Are you opposed to me doing this?
For anyone that could have earned what you claim, you must be truly close. Prepare and do what needs to be done.
Would you mind waiting outside with everyone else? There will be a ship soon to take us. I want to be alone with him.
By your leave. Petra makes his way to the door and stands guard outside.
I go through Marcus's stuff, I guess.
Ooh, coins.
Alright.
Oh, and then I think this etching means that he wanted me to have the coins.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to dump his inventory into the party inventory. I'm going to leave his holy symbol on him.
Please do.
And each moving of his body, Soul will grasp his hand and hold it for a second or wipe away blood here and there.
And before they leave, they kiss Markus on the forehead one last time and put the sheet over him. They go back into the kitchen. Goodbye, Healthy.
She takes a long drink from a glass, sets it down, looks up at you, tears still in her eyes. Goodbye, Shug.
And Soul leaves the cottage. Lovette.
So, Lovette, while this is going on, I was outside, just kind of grabbed Moira and was just crying into her shoulder.
Moira's mostly confused, but is happy to be the shoulder to cry on.
Mm.
The Agile dips down from the clouds and awaits nearby for boarding. That, my dear friends, is where we'll call it a day.
So, sorry to ask you to record this, but I wanted to make sure that it was there for the audio later on when we're editing it, because it's not really going to be tracked by anyone else when we do this. So, for Marcus's last day, we know it's coming up. It's probably a session or two away from now. I was wondering, in case Eden does not talk to Markus, I wanted to give him Eden talking to him with a spell.
Oh, okay. So you want to sort of trick him into thinking that he made contact with his god?
Yeah, I mean, he prays every single day, so I don't think it would be too hard to maybe convince him to have everyone pray around him. So
Yikes.
we'd sit in like a circle or something and pray to Eden, and it'll be his last day, so that's the last chance for her to speak. And if she does not speak, I have a little speech that I could send you in a PM, but that's if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, you should be able to do that.
Okay.
I would want you to probably make some kind of like either stealth check or something like that to maybe disguise it.
Well, if
when
it's
you did it,
ventriloquism, then it would have to be perception checks from everyone, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. So if you can do a hidden roll for everyone.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. I hope no one notices. Or at least no one who would care.
No one who would spill
noticed.
beans, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
it.
like it.
That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for listening. As always, special thanks to Protagonist for the theme music and to Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Please leave a like or subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and leave a comment if you have any suggestions. Until next time.